call the meeting to order.
Okay, I call this special call meeting to order, and bow our heads, we have an invitation. Gracious Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for this crowd we have today. Help us, whatever we do, be the benefit of this community. Bless each and every one of us. Take care of us and take care of our family. This and all other blessings, Christ, amen. Okay, did we have, I have a motion to see we have a quorum.
We do.
Okay, got a quorum there. We have can we have a motion to approve the agenda that we have there.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion and second to approve the agenda we have. Okay, first item on the business agenda is new business. Okay,
the three items in your packet are the Georgia situation report. These came from the governor's office this morning. That's for your information. The next one is from the governor's office declaring a public state of emergency with specific orders. And those orders are just the same as were in his press conference the other day. And that's what we put out on our Facebook page. And the next order is expanding temporary licensing of certain medical professions. Some nurses that are in graduate school and may not have passed the test yet or just about to finish, they're going to award them temporary licensing because they need more help. So those are the three things there. The next thing they sent out today was the governor and the coronavirus task force for the state of Georgia are going to have a public forum tonight. And those are the channels that it will be listed on. Most of them are in Atlanta, but if you have Dish or something, you may be able to pick up some of these. It's on WSB2 Atlanta, 11 Alive Atlanta, Fox 5 Atlanta, Univision 34. It was supposed to be on Georgia Public Broadcasting, so if you have Comcast here, you should be able to see it. And CBS 46, and that's at 8 o'clock tonight. All right, the next thing on the agenda, Mr. Riley, is the ordinance that the city is proposing that you and the council adopt, and our city attorney, Jeff Helms, is going to go through that with those that are here.
All right, Lynn, you got a chance to review it, Alexis?
I have.
Okay. Mr. Willie, you had a chance to look over some
go ahead.
Okay. Well, just to go through it, to hit the highlights, the Georgia Municipal Association has recommended that all its municipal cities adopt an emergency health ordinance, really. And it's meant, the purpose of it is to increase social distancing, stop the spread of COVID-19, to slow it down, and do it in a variety of different ways. The state's declared an emergency. But if you go to page 3, when it gets into the meat of it, the public gatherings will be limited to assembly of 10 or more persons at a specific location. Property owned by the city, and includes recreational ball grounds, which I think the rec park's already called everything off.
Yes.
Yeah, they're closed.
It says, but nothing herein shall prohibit individuals or families from using sidewalks or designated pedestrian areas of walking, exercising, if they're not participating in organized gatherings. That's the city of Homerville property. Okay? So, give you an example, if this is adopted, there's more than 10 people standing around here, we'll have to disperse. Okay. Like, you see these birthday parties down at Macy Branch Park. Those would have to come to it. Give you an example. Number 4, utility services. The city's going to not disconnect any utility services due to account of non-payment during this period of time. Once it's this emergency declaration is lifted, you've got 30 days to bring your account current. Number 5 gives the city manager special authority and discretion. She can assign employees to different places, permit employees to do telework, suspend some discretionary services, maybe perhaps mowing the cemetery lawn, or what would you have in mind there?
Can I address that a little bit?
Yeah.
What we've done right now with our water sewer department and our street department, generally they ride 2 in a truck, and that's not 6 feet apart. So what we've come up with a schedule, we're alternating days they work. They're all on 24/7 call if we need them, but this seems to be working really well. That puts only 1 employee in a truck at the time. And we've got, Don, of course, has a truck because he's the supervisor of the water sewer department. James Clark has a truck because he's the supervisor of the street department. And then we have several trucks, but not enough for everybody to have their own. So we've come up with a schedule that they're not riding in the truck together, and that's working well. We have some that are able to work from home. We have some with chronic asthma that they're not supposed to be out and about, and they're working at home, and everything seems to be doing fine right now.
Okay. There are certain laws about contracting for third parties the city usually has to follow. This gives the city manager the power to not have to go through some of those processes for non-budgeted items. Okay, number 6 is the tolling of deadlines. That would be if there's a zoning issue, you got to file an appeal. I guess if you can't file or you don't file renewal of a license or a liquor license or a business license.
And right now we have a sign on our front door that we're closed to the public, but if you need assistance, we have our number on there. People are making an appointment. We're doing one at the time. We've sold several building permits this week and plumbing permits and AC permits and stuff. We're making appointments and working with them in the hallway. So we're still continuing our business.
Yeah, the city's open for business.
Yeah.
This is just trying to give everybody as much leeway as possible. All right, eating establishments. This is going to be all in. Dine-in services are prohibited. You can do takeout, offering food through delivery, drive-through, or takeout. You still have to maintain at least 6 feet of personal distance between themselves and others. If a restaurant is licensed to sell beer and wine, which I don't think there is a restaurant in town right now, then it can authorize to sell unopened bottles or cans of beer or wine for takeout consumption. But the only place it ever was Hoagie's, and now the people they've closed temporarily the Mexican booth, which they don't have the beer and wine license.
Right.
All right, closure certain businesses, gyms, fitness centers, pools, social clubs, amusement facilities, bowling alleys. We don't have that. Pool halls, we may have those, but we're not sure. Theaters, massage parlors, nail salons, any other facilities. That basically is meant to, if you got close proximity, human touch and contact, those businesses are closed during the duration of this emergency. The fitness center, Alexis. Got to stay on your diet better than ever. All right. Personal distance. All other establishments not covered in Section 7, that's eating establishments, such as grocery stores, pharmacies, other businesses which remain open during the emergency must post signage on the entrance door informing their customers to maintain 6 feet of personal distance between themselves and others, and only 10 people at a time, such as Walgreens would be a good example, or Acme Drugs. They need to be aware of this.
Walgreens already doing it.
Yeah, and Acme has closed to the public. They come to you outside.
Is that right? Okay. All right. Those would be 2 examples. I think a lot of people are going to and from there. And it's, so they're voluntarily already doing it. But they just need to be aware of this. Gatherings. Number 10, all public gatherings and private gatherings, but not more than 10 people. In other words, private gatherings and public gatherings of 10 people or more are prohibited unless you are carrying out a business certified as essential, and man has already been in contact with businesses that have been certified as essential, like Mauser and Brockway. Mauser, Lee Container,
Right.
Slash Pine, the utility, hospital. Can you think of any other examples? The media, journalism.
Yeah, the media.
There might be some people come up and say, well, we are an essential service defined by this EMA order. You'll have to take that on a case-by-case basis, and you'll have to prove that you are certified essential by the state and exempt from this ordinance. Number 11 is if the city manager is not able to enforce this, and she can appoint an emergency interim successor. There will be a curfew from 10 p.m. at night to 5 a.m. in the morning. There are exceptions, and we list those exceptions there. Curfew will be imposed and enforced by the city police. So, you got to be in your home at 10 p.m. and you should not be out unless you have a legally exempt reason until 5 a.m. in the morning.
One of the things, Jeff, that Georgia Municipal Association said, and we have a lot of shift work in our community, that's fine. They're still going to be allowed to go back and forth to work, but just to have some form of identification in their vehicle if they were stopped. It could be a badge. I don't know what Lee Container and Brockway give out, but it could be a work badge. It could be a paycheck stub. Just something in there if you happen to be stopped. But unless somebody is doing something wrong, the police are just not going to be targeting people that are out after 10 o'clock.
Yeah, well, like Lee Container runs 3 shifts, 24 hours a day.
And Mauser does too.
So naturally there's going to be people coming and going, when the curfew is in effect, and those people will not be affected. But it seems like I remember from my teenage days, we did a lot of curfew breaking. This would be addressed to those kind of folks. But just let everybody know that there is a 10 p.m. curfew, unless you've got the Piggly Wiggly has restricted their hours now, as I understand.
How about the firemen?
You're not.
Oh, you're exempt.
You're exempt from the curfew.
Procurement, that's just dealing with procuring supplies. Enforcement, any law enforcement officer of the state can enforce this, being the city police, county deputy sheriff, state trooper, GBI agent, anybody who is post-certified law enforcement officer. And not only is it there are things that are prohibited, but if you attempt to obstruct, hinder, or delay, or in any way impede the enforcement of this, that will also result in a violation, citation, arrest. Penalties. You can be punished as a misdemeanor up to $1,000, fine, or 12 months in jail. Be enforced through the court system here in St. Clair. There's some legal provisions here that if one or two of them, or how many are declared invalid, all of the rest are still valid. And any other ordinances that are in conflict with this declaration are repealed. This, in other words, supersedes and takes precedent over any other ordinance within the city limits is how the city's operating. The effective date would be today, as soon as it is adopted by the mayor and the council as it's presented. Again, this is Alma, Dublin, Valdosta, Waycross, Lakeland,
Douglas.
Cities all across the state today and this week have been adopting this, basically the same ordinance. It's been worked on extensively by attorneys with the Georgia Municipal Association to try to balance a lot of needs. It's just some unusual time. It's meant to try to give as much leeway as possible to life as normal, what life needs to be, carry on. But it's a time of somewhat of a sacrifice to not go and come as you're used to. And that's the bottom line. So, that's the ordinance. And at this point, we haven't officially opened the floor to any debate. This is it's an emergency call meeting. So it'd be up to the council if you want to hear from anybody in the public, I suppose. But otherwise, it'd be somebody from the council to make a motion. It'd be debated and then voted on.
Okay, you heard the attorney go over this ordinance. I think all the outside people mostly, we might not like it, but something we got to do and we put up with. So we up to a motion to approve this ordinance that we have in our package.
That's up to you, Mr. Mayor. You can make discretion if you want to hear this question or not.
What you say?
Okay.
You say that if you do the curfew, then you say you got to be in the house. Is that in the house or on your property?
Well,
but I know a lot of them, I've been looking at TV and a lot of them saying, you ain't got to be in your house, but you could be on your property.
let's see what it actually says. That's a good question. So you're talking about in your yard. Shall remain in their homes or own their property. Okay? That answer your question? I think it does. You want to stand out in your yard in your underwear, you can. You might get arrested for another reason, but...
Well, anybody else got any questions?
I don't get off the foot.
Yeah.
And a lot of my business is in back off. When I go, that means I'm getting back late. So, how am I handling this?
When you say, why would you be going to Valdosta?
For getting needs, supply needs, or going to the doctor. Most of my doctor's appointments, a lot of times I might not leave there until 6.
Well,
Then I stop by and get grocery or whatever.
well, you're good, because curfew doesn't come into effect until 10 p.m. at night.
And I tell them I'm not at home until about 10, 10:30. Me getting off at 4,
Hey, we're all paying a price right now. Guarantee you.
Let me address that real quick.
Yeah.
And I've talked to the police about this. They're not going to be targeting people going to and fro places where going to the grocery store or whatnot. They're going to be they're going to be pulling over people who are just wandering around creating problems. Yeah, exactly. So if somebody's coming back from the store or work or whatever, that's not going to be an issue.
What's the point of the curfew then? The thing of it is, everybody's got to make a sacrifice. The quicker we get through this, the better off we're going to be. Now, if we freedom. Don't like you know about freedom. Understand that. Nobody hears that. You know that's what they're trying to do. Well, it's good for the night. Why ain't it good for during the day?
Well,
What's going on at night? Is their crime is increased at night or what?
Well, we're not talking about the good crisis. We're talking about trying to get through a pandemic.
But if it's good for the day, if it's good for the night, it should be good for the day then. They shut it all down then.
Hey, Tony, I have a question actually elaborating on your story.
Well, if it's a blue bonnet flag, I can see it.
we've explained it. You either live with it or not live with it. Next question.
Yes, sir. For people who are exempt to this, obviously that are not in marked vehicles, such as
I'm sorry.
For people who are going to be exempt to this, obviously like people taking care of relatives or anything like that, they're not going to be in marked cars.
Yeah.
Obviously for the police to know, so the fire department, and so on.
Yeah.
How can we go about identifying ourselves to keep from the police having to even stop you to ask you your business? Is there something special, like can we talk to them to identify yourselves? Because I make frequent travels back and forth to check on my parents. They're both terminally ill with cancer. They can't leave. So rather than, having to stop him waste 10 minutes of his day every day, can we do something to identify ourselves?
We got very reasonable folks in the police force.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying rather than you having to take your time to stop and me explain my situation and go on about our day.
We're going to understand that. This is the thing that they're trying to say. Everybody's going to make a sacrifice right now to get through this. The quicker we get through this, it doesn't have to exceed this.
Oh yeah.
So if we let it just go and just, let's bend it a little here, bend it a little there, well, guess what? They can come back and say, guess what? Now you're going to stay in your house 60 days because we let it get out of control. Let's put a handle on it and control it and nip it in the butt.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we're going to work. We know it's going to disrupt a lot of people's lives.
Is that just going to be on a small town, like kind of a personal basis?
If you're going to see about your parents with a terminal illness,
I do have business to
they're not going to give you citation.
And then you're going to see me again.
Yeah, I know they're terminally ill, so you've told me that before.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, we don't have to talk every single day and be like, hey, officer, I'm doing this.
Okay, you got to understand, we don't make these rules now. Hopefully this ain't something going to go on forever and ever. Hopefully, well, the president said about Easter, but everybody thinks it's going to be longer than that. So with what was being said, can we have a motion to approve this ordinance?
I'll make a motion.
I second the motion.
A motion and a second to approve the ordinance that we have in our package. Any opposers? Not, the motion is carried. And we're going to move on to the next item. Is anything from the police chief?
Just what I said. Faster we get through this, the better we'll be.
Water and sewer, Mr. McBride. Everything. And Mr. Williamson. Can't hardly hear no way, so, okay. Mr. Robin. Okay. No other business. No other business. We're all for a motion that could be adjourned. One second.
How can we publicly publish this as quickly as possible? The newspaper website?
Yeah,
He can put it on his, I can put it on the Facebook page. After this meeting, since it's been approved, the Department of Health has been waiting on us, so I've got to go in there and get it to them right away, and it's going to Atlanta tonight with the other counties in our district.
Yeah. Not only that, we've got the southern, no, we're not in the southern, but what's the name of our health district? They're wanting this done.
Yeah, and Creek Box is also here. They're going to do this tomorrow, so they'll be broadcasting this tomorrow to the public.
Okay, all right. Like I said, we're a small community. We're always welcome to answer questions and address problems. This is not meant to punish anybody. It's just meant to get through the situation as quick as possible. Okay?
Okay, hopefully we can work through this there. Can we have a motion to approve this ordinance?
I'll make a motion.
Made a motion.
I guess I want to see if we have any more questions first before we make this motion to adjourn.
And I mean, my question is, and I understand what's going on here and everything, but have we looked at it as a whole on what happens when people come into like the essential businesses like Mouseville, Lee Container, and the other counties that are probably exposing all of us to the viruses? Because everyone comes out, outside of counties, like 5 counties basically, you got flagship, come into the local businesses of ours because it's at a risk. I mean, because we just kind of scared yesterday. Mouser, I mean, now the company is communicating a little bit better than this week. We kind of had like a little panic. I mean, what's going to happen there that continues to spread within the companies?
Unfortunately, that's just beyond our police power. Like, for instance, take Florida. They just entered, the governor just entered an executive order saying if you come in from New Jersey, New York, or Connecticut by plane, you're automatically going to be a 14-day quarantine. Okay? They're going to stop you at the airport and put you in quarantine. So they were asking, well, what about the people driving into the state of Florida? And the governor said, we can't stop everything, but we know what we can stop. And people coming in from those really hotspot areas by plane, we can stop that. So that's the purpose of that. Unfortunately, it falls into that area that you're talking about. There's only so much this police department can stop. And so when people drive in from other counties to go to work at Mauser or Lee Container, that's what we do. Okay? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that answers.
All right. Preacher, you're here. You're obviously here for a reason.
I'm just listening.
Okay. Now, churches are not going to be happy about this.
No, we've been shut down for 2 weeks.
Some churches are not, but anyway, that's just let your brethren know.
All the churches in the minister that coordinate with the Ministerial Association shut down last week. There are plenty of churches that don't work with us, but we communicate with each other and all decided to shut down.
Okay. I think this lady here has a question.
This is just a general question. What about like people that might work at a business like Mauser or Legal Tech that might not be able to maintain that 6 feet because they working on the line or something like that?
Now that's strictly up to the people inside Mauser and Lee. They're going to have to handle that. Okay?
I was just curious.
He's not going to come knocking on the door and say, "Oh!"
Oh no, I understand. I was just putting that question out there because posed.
You speak to your employer.
No, I don't work there, but some people ask that question.
Yeah, I work there, and
So I was just
that's
curious.
impossible to be 6 foot tall.
So they can hear that on the video.
Okay.
It's impossible.
Anybody else have any questions? Okay. Once we had motion from Robbins,
I said the motion.
we got a motion and a second. All in favor? Any opposers? Okay, the motion is carried there. I think we don't have anything else on our agenda. We have to adjourn the meeting there.
Yeah.
We got a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Yeah, make a motion.
Yep.